Welcome to the Pit Crew. I'm Camille, your attending, and I have my residents with me.
I'm Mal.
And I'm Robert.
And this week we have a special consult with us, which is our final one for the season. We have Francis Dominic. Hi.
Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, I'm the final guest. This is so exciting.
I know, because we're all going to die tonight. So
Yeah, apparently.
For the lovely listeners at home, this will either be very funny or very tragic when this comes out. For the lovely listeners at home, we are recording this at 7:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Donald Trump, the best president in the world, effectively threatened to nuke Iran at 8 o'clock tonight. So we will be reporting live in like an hour whether or not he does it.
Yeah. I'm like, was that Pacific Standard Time or Eastern Standard Time?
It was Eastern.
So it happens in an hour. Oh my God, here we go.
And we're going to go out podcasting. It's fine.
Yeah.
If I had a nickel every time I recorded a podcast while something was terribly happening in the world, I'd have 3 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened 3 times.
It's probably a sign that you spend too much time making podcasts.
Or there's just a lot of bad things out there that just happens while we're podcasting. So is that a testament to not podcast or to continue podcasting?
I don't know. If I continue podcasting, does that mean that bad things will continue to happen?
Let's just not put it out there.
Okay. So this week we're covering the PITT Season 2, Episode 14, which is the 8 p.m. hour. And we're retitling this episode to be White Night, White Noise, because that was a brilliant line.
A good Ellis quote.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And we are going to let Francis present our patient. So Francis, go ahead, present the patient.
Okay. This patient is sluttily standing up for himself after being passed around by the male attendings.
He's been manhandled. Oh my God.
Sluttily is incredible.
Oh my God. We are getting into some serious... Oh God.
I'm just jumping straight into it because why was that so hot? I was like, Whitaker, baby, where was this earlier in the season?
Oh my God. Okay. And then one other thing we like to do before we really start is when we have our guests, we like for them to plug their socials and everything before the end of the episode so that people don't tune out. So go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you.
Absolutely. You can find me on every social media website under Francis Dominic with 2 I's at the end. So DOMINIIC. See you there.
I have quite literally never noticed that.
Yeah, that's okay. Perfect.
And then also before we jump in, just a quick note for everybody that I noticed at the very end of this episode and then had to add to the top of my notes, written by Noah Wiley. So that's why there are so many goddamn references that I didn't understand. What is that old fart trying to do to me?
This old man. I was like, someone needs to release like some things that we need to understand beforehand because they were making a lot of references in this episode, but then that makes so much sense. You let an old man write.
What's the book in a book? The glossary? The glossary. We needed a glossary for this episode because I was like, what?
Yeah, no, Camille, I saw you say you didn't understand the Clue reference, and I was like, what? Is that not a thing that...
I don't think I've ever played Clue, but we'll talk about it when we get there. So let's go ahead and start talking. So Robbie has just had his conversation with Dana where he basically is like, well, what if I don't come back? And so he goes stomping back into the madness after totally freaking her out.
Such a brat.
I know. And Monica is like, all right, well, it's time for bye-bye. And I'm like, please.
Honestly, she should have left hours ago.
Yeah, her exit was so nice. I was like, finally, the microaggression is out.
Kindly let the door hit you on the way out.
Yes.
Like, please get ran over.
Yeah. So we are having a time trying to get all these charts scanned. Cruz needs to talk to Whitaker, so he pulls Whitaker away. And Mel and Donnie are MIA. And Monica says that Antoine is fighting with his girlfriend on the phone outside and that Larry is in the cafeteria. And like for me, I was sitting here thinking, again, like microaggressions are micro. It's not necessarily that like what she said was wrong, but there was something about the way she was saying it that I was just like, she hates brown people.
She does.
So bad.
Through and through. I was like, okay, ew.
I'm like, literally, calm down. You can get back to your biscuits and gravy and beige walls.
Yeah, you absolute dinosaur.
Yeah. So then we get to see Shen and Abbott working together to like game plan how they're going to tackle this mess. And I want everybody to ring their very loud Dr. Al was right bell, because like things are going so much smoother with two attendings. And having these two attendings standing here going, game plan, what are we going to do? How are we going to tackle this? I was like, let's go, boys. Okay.
That was the first thing I wrote in my notes. I was like, man to man or zone. And then they were like, oh, we should switch it up at 1 a.m. to keep it interesting. And I was like, oh my God, this is so hot to me. I need to write this down.
Competency porn. That's what people have called this show.
Yes.
Shen says that variety is the spice of life, and Abbott says, I thought that was garlic.
Yeah.
Both.
Tea.
It's like,
So good.
Yeah.
I love garlic.
It's just so funny to me, the concept of like middle-aged white guy being like, oh yeah, the spice of life, garlic.
yeah, I know. That's why it's so good.
That's the only spice that white people like, I say as a white people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Guys, what is your like staple spice in your kitchen?
Paprika.
Okay.
Chili powder.
Ooh,
Okay. Mal?
garlic salt.
Mine is Crazy Jane's mixed up salt. I call it crazy salt. And I said that one time, and someone was like, okay, we get it. You're white. And I was like, you know what? It's
Oh.
fucking delicious.
You're like, don't come from my culture.
Controversially, Trader Joe's pickle seasoning, delicious. I put that on,
On
so much.
popcorn.
I put it on eggs.
It's literally behind you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I love getting to see Abbott and his crew,
Yes.
and like actually getting to see their rapport with each other is like healing something in me, because I'm
I
like,
love the
oh
night
my God, they
shift.
actually like each other.
It was so nice to watch. Like there's just so much like sexual appeal into like people knowing what they're doing and how they're gonna do it.
Oh yeah.
And all of them there together showing up for the night shift was just, I don't know, it felt like electric in my brain.
Nothing is hotter than someone who knows how to do their job and do it well.
Oh, yeah.
One of the
Mhm.
hottest lines of the entire season was, this isn't a conversation, it's a monologue. Oh,
Uh-huh.
that
No,
was
I
Mhm.
regret not using my horny thought on that one, but
we may retroactively go back, we'll see.
with the news that Ellis is going to be a series regular in season 3, I may just have to save my horny thought for this season for next
You
season, because
can't
I'm
do
sure I'm
that.
gonna have many. Well, you guys let me do it
You
last time because I
still-
didn't use
I
any
know,
for
but
season
you have
1.
to use it now. You can't just keep saving them. They
I
expire.
want to save all my horny thoughts and use them all for Ellis.
Oh my God.
You want to
You
save them
could
for
have.
a rainy day, a wet day. What?
Let's just have an episode where it's like horny thought the whole time.
Yeah, I was going to say rainy day or wet day.
Okay, usually it's Mal who steals my joke. Camille, what the fuck?
What?
You stole my joke. I literally said that
Robert literally
verbatim.
just said that.
Either A, you stole my joke, or B, you weren't paying attention to me. Which one's worse?
I'm no better than a white man. I'll just say the same thing, but louder. Okay, so Whitaker comes right back to help Santos, but he has lost his badge. And I'm going to tell you, so if you don't want, I rewound. I went through the entire last episode because I was like, where the hell is his badge? And I wanted to track it. So if you don't want to hear what I'm about to say, skip 15 seconds in the episode. He loses it when he, in the previous episode, when he bumps into the other intern, when she's looking at the dummy with the thing wrapped, the flag in the mouth and all that, he bumps into her and then loses his badge in that moment. That's the moment where he had it and then it's gone. You don't actually see it fall, but that's the moment.
Hmm.
I tracked it back. He also bumps into Shen in this episode, so I was like, oh, they're trying to tell us it was that. It was not that. It was when he bumps into Nazali in the last episode.
I'm so glad that you did that, because I was like, oh no, we may never see Whitaker's badge again. Oh well. But I really did want to know.
That, and also it's harder to keep track of his because he doesn't wear it on his chest like most of them do. He wears it on his waist.
His little slutty waist, yeah.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
little slutty waist.
Spiritually, that's his carabiner, you know, kind of lesbian coded. It's because he lives with Santos.
Yeah, correct.
I need to know if I'm alone in this. Francis, where do you stand on Huckle Robbie?
Before I ever watched this show, that is where I was at. I saw fan art of Huckle Robbie and I was like, let me lock into the pit. Because what is this old man Yowie? I'm like, let me start watching. And then I said it. It was before it was super popular on season 1. And I said it, and people called me insane. And then the floodgates opened. And I feel so validated because
You
I am
opened
a
the door
Huckle.
for people.
I am a fucking Huckle Robbie stan. I want them to make out and just hide everywhere. And the fact that Noah Weil is like low key down and saves all these fan art in his phone.
The way that Noah Wiley is low-key about as freaky as the average Hulkarabi fan, and I'm like, my guy, aren't you like straight and married with a kid or two?
Yeah, but he gets to finally explore this because he probably wanted to do this so bad with George Clooney in the ER. So now that the fact that this is happening in the pit and people see it for what it is, he's like, you know what?
Okay, but like he's writing these episodes, like he could put it in there if he wants to. Why is he being a coward?
So all these episodes were obviously already written. I think it's gonna be a lot more lean into season 3, where he finally started discovering, because all of these have already been approved, all these episodes. But like by the time he was like really leaning into Huckle Robbie, he's like, oh shit, like yeah, let me put this in for season 3.
Listeners, the reason that Francis is on our podcast today is because I'm pretty sure he posted something about Huckle Robbie, and I said, come on my fucking podcast and say that to my face.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear something kind of crazy that I saw today? Okay, so I was reading a Heated Rivalry fanfic, as I often
As you
do.
do.
Shocker.
And
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. So I was like, has this author written other things? And I click on it, and the author has written like several Heated Rivalry fanfics and then like 2 Pitt fanfics. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, this is exactly my brand. I click on the Pitt fanfics. They are Whitaker and Langdon fics. And I was like, that is not a ship I had heard before, but I respect it.
Until the end of this episode.
It's giving grab him by him slutty little waist, but
Yeah.
with that ugly haircut.
No, my first thought was, you know what? Hell yeah. My second thought was, oh, they're going to have thoughts on this episode.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Every time I watch an episode, I'm like, oh my God, the people are going to have thoughts
Yeah.
about
Oh,
this.
yeah.
I'm like,
every
oh, we
time.
manifested this. Yeah, we manifested this for sure. I feel like in some way, shape, or form.
Santos tells Whitaker that she hopes that he remembers his login and password. And I just wanted to point out the reason she says that is because if you don't have your badge to scan log in, you have to type your, like, manually log into the computer. So that's why she says that. And also can confirm as someone who worked IT for a hospital before, no, doctors don't remember, ever. No.
Neither do I. Anytime I take any significant time, like longer than a weekend off of work, I have to look up what my password is. I have it written down in my phone because I had to go to IT one time when I was off for 2 weeks. And then I was like, guys, I don't remember my password.
Yeah, it's written somewhere in my journal. I'm like, just in case.
My biggest op is the like once every 2 months email I get from IT at my job that's like, okay,
All right, time to change your password.
reset your password. It'll automatically lock you out of your account in 30 days if you don't reset your password. I'm like, I don't want my password secure. It's a good fucking password.
I'm going to out myself as a very weird person. I love coming up with a new password.
Oh.
I love it. Think of like random fandom shit and colors and all this kind of stuff, and you've got a great password and you're good. Switch it out, put a couple characters in there instead of letters, and you're good. Now,
Santos says, so not with Colonel Mustard in the library. Camille, do you know what Clue is?
yeah, never
know now?
played it though. No, I knew what Clue was.
Oh, the way you had said it before we started recording, I just thought you didn't know Clue at all.
I mean, I really don't know anything about the game. Like, I don't know how you play it or anything. I've never played it.
You can also just watch the movie. You get a pretty good idea of how everything goes with the movie.
The movie's amazing.
I also feel like it's pop culture enough that, like, I don't know, like if you said something about Miss Scarlet or whatever with a candlestick, like I would know what that meant.
I was like, I don't know who Mr. Mustard is.
Colonel Mustard.
I know.
Put some respect on his name.
As Whitaker is leaving, she says, that boy has no clue. And I thought that was clever.
Yeah.
Now, Duke is trying to leave, but Perla is like, you need to sit down. You need to wait. You're going to get your results. I don't know when. Just sit and wait. And he asks for Nurse Vivi. And Perla is like, she is out of your league, and she's also engaged to a jujitsu instructor, which just goes to show you that, like, you can think that a woman is flirting with you while she's at work. She's not, I promise.
She's doing her job. And thank God someone shut him down, because I hated this whole thing about him and Nurse Vivi. I'm like, no.
Did at any point Perla say, like, the fiance is a man?
No.
I am out here living for queer Vivi.
Yeah, I thought Vivi was lesbian or at least pansexual, you know?
I was going to say she could be queer and have a male fiance.
Yes, we understand that. That's fantastic. However,
more girls should kiss.
Yes, ship her with a woman.
Oh my God.
Speaking of stripping with a woman, I have stuff to say on that later. Anyway.
Oh my God. Okay. So McKay, for some reason, is with this sunburn girl, and she's like giving her like aftercare instructions, and she starts like dumping all her personal business on this girl for some reason, which is, it reminded me of season 1 when Langdon tells Javadi, he's like, yeah, I don't really know a lot about her. She really keeps to herself. And I'm like, she literally doesn't though. She will tell anyone anything.
I think it has to be with a woman though. I feel like she tells all the patients because they come in and out, and like that conversation can't be repeated. And then so therefore she gives it to the patient, and that patient never shows up again, which is like, okay, I let it out to someone.
Valid. I mean, I don't tell men anything either, so.
Yeah. I'm like, sorry to Langdon.
Mal and I have been friends for like 2 years at this point. I don't know a single thing about Mal. She doesn't tell me anything.
Okay, but you're like man adjacent, you know? So I'm like, Robert doesn't count.
For Mal, Robert, the listeners, someone at my office today was in the elevator as I was walking past, and she stopped the elevator and she got out and she said, I have to ask, what did you mean by you could tell Mal was a lesbian by her feet? And I was like, it was a joke. It was a fucking joke. I didn't mean anything. That was the joke. Hi, Kim. You get a shout out. Okay, so McKay is telling this sunburned girl like all about her date and all this stuff, and I'm like, girl, please find an appropriate person to speak to. I'm like, I need you to go back to talking to Mateo about all this.
However, the 3 B's, book, bath, bed, relatable.
Yeah.
Yes.
I heart that in my notes. I was like, book, bath, bed over a man any day.
We're forgetting the 4th B.
Bukkake? Yeah, that's
okay,
tea.
the podcast is ending because I don't know that we can ever top that.
Oh my God. Langdon and Ellis are doing rounds. She, again, another reference that my poor head was like, what?
This one I didn't understand.
She makes a reference to some 80s movie called Rumblefish.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't understand any of the references being made.
I'm like, this is Noah all over it, but proceed.
I did look it up, and it's like a coming of age thing, and one of the characters is literally called Motorcycle Boy. So
I was about
like,
to say, yeah.
I understand like the reference, I guess, but I need to know, like, because I know we have a wide demographic of listeners. Like, did anyone understand this reference? Like, is this what is the cultural impact of this movie? Because I've never heard of it. Am I just too young?
Langdon says that Robbie hasn't really been looking out for him, and that Robbie's angry with him. And Ellis is like, you think that, like, that he's mad at you? Like, what? And Langdon's like, I mean, I think that he feels like I let him down because I did, which is exactly what Robbie said to him last season. He said, you know, you let everyone down, you know, especially yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, boy, I worked with him for 10 months. He is not mad at you. He's mad at himself because he feels like he let you down. And I was like, whoa, it like unlocked a door in my head because I hadn't thought about it that way.
I'm like, with the way he carries everything and everyone, it was just like, that's just like what the energy was giving for season 1, building into season 2. And then it was like seeing his disappointment like manifest in real life through Langdon. And then so I feel like that's why he's just so mad at him, because it's like a reminder of like, oh, I'm like, I can't leave this. Like I can't leave the pit, or like I can't leave this world, because it's just like there's so many things that I affect, whether the consequences are good or bad.
Mm-hmm. Robbie, My note is, Robbie, I'll push you.
Yeah.
I'll trip him
Mhm.
because it says, like, ugh. He walks into this room where Javati is recording a video and she's saying, be kind, be safe, be brave. And he rips into her for making TikToks at work. He won't listen to her. He won't let her speak, won't let her finish a sentence. She can't get a word in. He talks over her. He's like, oh, I get it, blah, blah, blah. I'm so out of touch, all this shit. Totally missing the point. Will not allow her to explain anything. And I could, like, I don't know about you guys, but as I was watching Javati, I could literally, like, feel my mouth getting hot and my pulse going up, just like the way I get when I'm, like, angry or mad.
I mean, on one hand, I do get it, not to defend Robbie, but I'm like, if I was making TikToks at work, I would be in trouble. I get it, but also the fact that he doesn't let her speak and that he's very much like, you're gonna, like, we have this thing called HIPAA and, like, whatever. She's like, I'm not gonna get a HIPAA violation. Like, I'm very careful of these. Like, he just, like, will not let her defend herself against the things that he's, like, accusing her of, which, like, drove me crazy.
And he's putting words in her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, I know, I'm out of touch. And I'm like, she didn't say that. She's trying to explain to you what's happening.
Yeah, I'm like, Giovanni respects you, I'm like, I feel like this should have been mutual respect in hearing her out, but he's just been such a pusher and it's pissing me off, but it is what it is.
And then he calls her Dr. J.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, they're about to call you Dr. Two Black Eyes. I'm gonna give you two black eyes. Like, I there's no other.
Which is funny because if he fucking survives his sabbatical and he's back next season that takes place however many months in the future, she will actually be Dr. J. She will have,
Yeah.
and he should be saying that with respect the next time he fucking says it.
Yep.
And he says, when I was in medical school, and she finally cuts him off and she says, you didn't have cell phones or TikTok or internet or ICE agents coming in here and taking away patients and staff. And I was like, get his ass, get him.
Yeah, get him. Get him. Humble his white ass.
Like, if there's any person that he has not burned bridges with, he is walking through with a sledgehammer at this point. Because he's like, I'm about to leave. Here we go.
Add it to the Robbie is suicidal board, which is getting very, very full.
Now, the way that she gives him a once-over before she leaves the room, she literally looks him up and down before she leaves the room. And I was like, I heard that. She didn't say a thing when she did that once-over. And I was like, I heard that, bitch. Like, woo.
No, I cannot wait to see her continue to grow because I wasn't sold on her in season 1, and this season I fucking love her.
Yeah. I've always loved her, so, Camille's loud and right. Now, okay, McKay overhears this entire interaction with Javati and Robbie, and she's watching. And Robbie is like, oh, great, another witness. Another person I have to kill. Donnie is trying to leave because he has, like, the wife and baby at home, and Robbie ends up letting him go. Someone's gonna be like, ugh, Camille's, like, but I'm gonna be honest, okay? I love Donnie. I really do. But as someone who is, like, child-free and wants to remain that way, I hated this. Why do you get to leave, but everybody else has to stay? Like, everybody else has lives and shit to do, too.
I mean, I get that, but also, on the other hand, the part of me that supports women is like, yeah, don't leave that wife home alone with that baby much longer because, like, if she's been with the baby all day long, like, she needs a break. So he's really going home to work his second job, which is being a father,
Yeah.
So on one hand, I'm like, yes, it sucks for everyone else, but on the other hand, I'm like, good for his wife,
There was this wonderful creator on TikTok. I don't know if she's on anywhere else, but also a plot for me. I got rid of TikTok off my phone. But she made a series being like, oh, all the child-free people in this working establishment like went on strike because they were tired of picking up the extra slack for the people who had kids. And so it continuously keeps showing scenarios of like, oh, hey, so the people without kids used to pick up the slack, but now you're going to have to work extra hours. You're going to have to work holidays. I can't let you leave randomly throughout the day to take care of your kids. Like, appreciate the people. If you are someone with kids, you should appreciate your coworkers who don't have kids. I can guarantee you they're helping pick up a lot of the slack. And not to say that you, person with kids, are a slacker.
Right. It's definitely like a both sides thing because, like, for me, I mean, the solution is to give people more maternity and paternity leave and to make sure that people actually have manageable workloads. adequate staffing.
Like, actually, we should all be allowed to leave on time when our shift ends. Not
Mhm.
just the people with children. Like, actually, everyone should be able to leave at 7 p.m. when their shift is done. Like, that's the real problem. Like, Donnie having kids is not the problem. The problem is the
Right.
system.
Dana is giving Robbie a look, brother. That is a
Whew.
look when he comes
Mhm.
walking back in. And there are 2 patients that are going to be coming in from a fight at a bar. And now finally, Monica's leaving.
Hi,
Thank
girl.
God. She says, time for this dinosaur to head to extinction. And I said, good riddance, Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, please leave. Never come back. Thank you.
Raceosaurus, bitch. Like,
I love that. Raceosaurus.
So she also says that she's glad that she was wrong about Dana. And I'm like,
She was just a CUNT all along.
see you next Tuesday, but also don't come back on Tuesday. And so Dana says, get home safe. And I literally put in my notes, all caps, 1,000,000 exclamation point, or don't. I don't care. And okay, are we psychic? Because last week I literally said that I needed Dana and Abbott to like have a conversation at Central the way they did last season. And they literally had a conversation about Robbie at Central, standing in the exact same place that they were last season. And I was like, God damn.
Yeah, that conversation was really good. Yeah, people would be drawing parallels from that.
So Abbott calls Dana the mama bear glue that holds the pit together, and he asks if she's okay because she's like not. She looks like she's about to start crying, and he like touches her back and asks if she's okay. Which I'm just like, what a man. And she says she's sad or scared or something, and she's worried about Robbie, and she feels like she's never gonna see him again. And he asks if Robbie said anything, and she's like, yeah, he said a lot of things.
Mhm.
He sure did.
He's been dropping hints. Yeah,
Let's
he's
be
been dropping
specific
hints.
about the thing he specifically said to you, which should constitute, okay, Robbie, you essentially told me you're going to kill yourself. Into
Mhm.
B2 for you, BH2 for you.
Yeah.
No, like, I'm thinking about Abbott and the conversations on the roof last season, and I'm like, you know that this is a possibility. Like, come on.
He hung his stethoscope on the railing. That was truly the closest Robbie ever came to actually doing it.
She also says, can't you at least try to get him to promise to come back in one piece?
I want to say that I initially watched this scene and I thought to myself, wow, why is Abbott being kind of... I think if Dana specifically said the words, I think Robbie's going to kill himself, he told me so, or he mentioned he might not come back, that would have launched Abbott more into like, okay, Robbie, we're taking care of you. But the way that she's saying things sort of activates the nonchalant Abbott who's like, oh, you know what? He's an adult. He can take care of himself. Fine, I'll talk to him.
He's moody bitch.
My guy, your shift started an hour ago. You can't be moody bitch already.
Actually,
Right.
MD stands for moody dickhead.
Yeah.
So jot that down.
Actually, MD stands for mega dick.
That too. Jot that down.
We go outside and Antoine is on the phone with his girlfriend. They are arguing about a girl that slid into his DMs. Whitaker's in the bushes. Whitaker's digging in the bushes. He's digging in so many things this season. Digging in butts, digging in bushes, like, and not the fun kind of bush either.
Yeah.
And now Ellis is checking in some new guests. Okay, I have some thoughts. We have Barrett. His name is insane. Barrett Dunkel. What? Noah Wiley was like, Barrett
Yeah.
Dunkel. Okay, this man is 34 and he has an American flag stabbed into his chest. Number one, bullshit, that man is 34.
Yeah.
I'm 31 years old. You're looking at that man? That is not a 34-year-old man.
Have you ever seen a problematic white man? They age like milk.
Like milk. Like so bad.
I can believe he's 34 because of the rhetoric and the ideas that he's spouting as he's like being wheeled into the ambulance or gurneyed into the ambulance. So I'm like, yeah, no, that's a 34-year-old man. Time is not kind to him because he's not kind to others.
Yeah. And that's the truth.
Wild.
Time is not kind to him because he's not kind to others. Robert,
That's a tattoo.
the beggars that you were just sprouting off today, incredible.
I'm like, we just need merch, the pit crew, but it's just your quotes.
We actually we're thinking about trying, and we have one of the things that we like to say all the time is yuck, 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 ew, yuck. Another ambulance comes in and dominoes all the fucking motorcycles outside.
Incredible.
And I forgot that Antoine has a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
It's introduced in season 1. He says he's taking everyone outside to see his new ride.
Yeah.
And Dana's like, oh, we always need organ donors. I totally forgot he has one.
I also, too, when the teaser for this episode came out, I also was on team. I hope Dana sent Abbott out to destroy Robbie's motorcycle. And I was very sad to see that was not the case.
I wanted the motorcycle to be more damaged, but it seems like Antoine's is more damaged than Robbie's.
If you rewind it, you can see that Antoine's did take the brunt of the force, whereas like the very edge clipped into Robbie's motorcycle and didn't exactly like. And like as later on is described, it's mainly cosmetic damage that can be easily fixed. But I also, I don't know, I wouldn't trust it.
I wouldn't either. I'm like,
Robbie doesn't need to trust it. He wants to kill himself.
He wants to. Yeah. I'm like,
Robbie's
no.
like, actually, the sketchier this motorcycle, the better.
The better. I was like, but also stay. Please stay. Baby, you're so sexy. Don't kill yourself.
Don't kill yourself because you gotta kiss that little twink next season.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, the name of the other guy it's somebody Schneider. I couldn't hear his name. He's 32, and he took a beer bottle to the face.
Mm-hmm.
Now
I've seen someone get smashed in the face with a beer bottle. That's pretty realistic.
Mm-hmm. Very.
Why do you both have experience with this?
The gays and the bars.
No, I feel yuck, 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 ew, yuck about this one because this is horrifying to look at.
The scar or like the big wound?
Like the big wound, yeah, in his cheek.
And then when they pulled out the glass, I was like, oh wow. I don't know. I really liked it. I was like, I love doctors.
I kind of didn't know how to react to this. He says he Iwo Jima'd the other guy. What he means is he planted a flag on him.
Uh-huh.
Admittedly, funny. Problematic, yeah.
But also, like, funny.
So everyone leaves. Whitaker's trying to get Robbie's motorcycle, and he says Robbie's gonna shit. That was mad funny. I'm sorry.
I don't think I've ever heard any character in any form of fiction ever say the words, character X is going to shit, when describing them being angry at a situation. I have they'll be
shit
fucking
themselves?
mad. Shit themselves? No, not even that.
Robbie's gonna shit.
That is like very modern, like Gen Z-ish kind of way of talking. So like kudos to the pit for doing that basic level of research, I guess.
Oh my god. Yeah, can you believe Noah Wiley wrote Robbie's gonna shit?
Yeah, but it's perfect.
It was so good. So Abbott asked Olive to find Dr. Al and Robbie because they're gonna need more hands. And the line, I don't even, I want to use my horny thought, but I don't even know what to say. Because he says, sir, we are going to get you more pain meds, but you need to shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, that was so hot when he said that. I was like, I just love him so much. There's no filter when it comes to him. But he's also been through so much stuff with the military and like losing a leg that he's just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm here to save your life. So let's
he's
just
like,
make it
my
happen.
wife is dead, bitch. Like... Also, okay, here, I'll use my horny thought, and you guys make fun of me because my horny thoughts are usually tame, even though I am somehow the Hudson Williams of this friend group. So here's my horny thought, is he's telling this man to shut his mouth.
Oh, girl,
right,
yeah.
Camille.
Absolutely.
You know what? Who amongst us can blame you? Probably
Yeah, I'm not going to blame you. I'm like, I'll help record. Let me put the podcast mic while it's happening, you know?
Get that good...
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no!
I'm like, sister, keep going.
Now we're all getting in on it. Oh my god.
I'm not. Respectfully, you guys can handle that one.
She's like,
Me and
respectfully,
Ellis are over in the corner
lesbian.
making out.
Yeah, if you saw her feet, you'd know she's a lesbian, so she doesn't. So now Dr. Al is going over the SMART method with Grady's mom and ensuring her that they're going to go over coverage options with her for, the cost, because the cost of that is astronomical. We now cut to Robbie talking to Duke about heart surgery. It takes 4 to 5 hours. The survival chance is really good. They have to put him on bypass. And I just was, as someone who's had heart surgery, I was going to explain that it's called bypass because it bypasses your heart and lungs. It literally, they clamp it off basically and send all of your blood, instead of pumping it through your heart, it pumps through the machine, and the machine does the oxygenation and all of that your heart does.
We saw them do this to a guy in season 1.
With the ECMO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it oxygenates your blood, everything like that. Then it pumps it back into your body and it just bypasses your heart so that your heart can stay still so that they can operate on it. And again, like I've been on that before. That's happened to me. Also, I did have a question. If there's anyone who listens and works in cardiology, I would like you to write to us, pittcrewpodcast@gmail.com, and explain to me why they would use Dacron instead of Gore-Tex. As someone who has a shitload of Gore-Tex on my heart, I want to know why use that instead of Gore-Tex. Like, what's the difference? I want someone to explain that to me. So that's my request. So he's going to be in the hospital for a week, and then recovery is 8 weeks. And keep in mind, recovery would be 6 to 8 weeks because that's how long a bone takes to heal. And to have a surgery like that, they do have to use a bone saw on your sternum. They cut your sternum open. So that's how long it takes for that to heal. They stitch your sternum back together with, we call it chicken wire. My mom and I, we refer to it as my chicken wire. And so like if I ever have like an x-ray or anything, you can still see it in my sternum, even though my sternum is healed. It's just like a little looped around. It's crazy. You also, after heart surgery, you have this pillow that you have to hold to your chest if you're going to like sneeze or cough or anything like that. Because again, your sternum is broken. So you have to hold pressure against it if you're going to sneeze or cough or anything like that. He also tells him, I rolled my eyes so hard. He says, no lifting anything over 5 pounds. And he says, how am I supposed to take a piss?
Okay, but that shit was so funny. I loved it. Old man joke.
I'm like, no, if it's that, keep that away. I said, my note actually just says, keep your hog away from me and Vivi, please.
I guess it wasn't, whatever, up to the audience.
That's a big hog.
Well, yeah, what are you doing with all that dick?
No one was complaining.
Plenty of people have complained, I'm sure. So for him, it would be 3 to 6 months of recovery total before he's like back at 100%. And if he doesn't have it operated on within the next 12 months, there's a 50% chance of death. Robbie explains what it would be like if it were to rupture. And Duke says it's quite the coin flip. And Robbie's like, no, there's no coin flip. And I was like, yeah, no, there's literally no coin flip.
It's like no surgery or yes, yeah.
I could live however many more years with the people I love, or I could die in the next year, tragically random with no planning. Like, what the
On a
fuck?
motorcycle, yeah.
You could kill someone. If it ruptures while you're on your motorcycle, you could crash into someone and kill someone else. Like, what is wrong with you? Ugh.
Noah wouldn't write that.
There's no coin flip here. Like, for me, no coin flip.
Yeah.
Not at all. So
Not for me either. No.
Olive pops in to grab Robbie, and we cut to Lori Diaz with Orlando, and she is telling him that she needs him and that he's strong, and she's crying, and it's really, really heartbreaking. This is the first time that we see Mohan this episode, and we do have the sad news that Supriya Ganesh will not be returning for season 3.
Boo.
I love her
Boo
so much. I'm so
indeed.
sad.
I know. So, and I wanted to point out, people have, so that like this news, everybody has this news, it's like widely known, but there have been some people who are really upset and are like, this is racist, this is gross that this show got rid of Collins last season, now they're getting rid of Mohan, all this other stuff. And I get that. I do. I understand where you're coming from. At the same time, I keep thinking about the fact that that is the nature of a teaching hospital. She is a senior resident, and she was going to be, like, from the first episode, we have found out that she was going to be leaving. She was going to be moving to, like, New Jersey.
Right.
So it wasn't creative differences. It's not because she got fired. It's not because they quit, like, nothing like that. It's just, there was an interview, I tried really hard to find the interview that I'm about to talk about, but it was with the showrunners and it was back in season 1. And they talked about how the nature of a teaching hospital, you're going to have characters that just won't return just because that's the nature of it. You're also going to have new characters. You're going to have people you won't see sometimes and people you will see. And so I just wanted to point that out, that they have been telling us that main characters would be leaving for a long time. I also don't want to discount the fact that we have been introduced to many, many new female characters of color. And like, again, context here, I'm a white woman, so I'm really not the best voice to speak on this. But I will say that we have been introduced to a lot of really wonderful women of color in this season. I'm so sad to see Mohan go, but this is not like malicious in any way.
Yeah.
Oh, good. The other white woman wants to talk.
I was going to say something funny. So this news dropped on April 2nd. And so the day before, one of my friends had sent me a post that said that Issa Briones was leaving for season 3. And it didn't get me because I was like, no, it's April Fool's Day. Like, you can't get me. And then she sent me this one and I was like, no, this is also an April Fool's Day prank. And then I looked and I was like, no, this was posted today, April 2nd. So it cannot be April Fool's Day. And like, honestly, I will say I only read half the headline and was like so devastated by the half that I read that I like did not even notice initially that it said that Aisha Harris was going to be a series regular. So like my, despair that Mohan is not going to be in season 3 was actually greater than the lesbianism initially. So I just like know that we are very sad about this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Fucking love
both things
Mohan.
can exist. Yeah.
I need to say that, because this is the first time we're seeing Mohan all episode, is that very popular theory on the streets, TM, was that Mohan is kind of the only character right now who does not have some kind of support system, and that she be the one who falls through the cracks and maybe attempts to end her life or something.
Oh my God, I saw that.
The second I saw her, I felt such a sigh of relief. I'm like, oh, thank God, she's still okay.
I'm mad that I'm never going to get Mohabbat.
There's still one episode left. Who's to say?
Yeah.
That's my number one ship for this show. So I'm just like, oh, okay.
What an interesting ship.
Aren't you also the one who points out immediately, like, oh, he's like still grieving his wife?
We don't know that for sure. We just know that she's dead.
No, he's still wearing his wedding ring. But also, did I say that gets in the way? No, I didn't. Jack Abbot fucks. We have had this conversation before. Jack Abbot fucks. I would know. No. Mohan is not doing well. Again, like this is what we said about her the last time we saw her. She's not handling this well. You can tell now that we know that she's leaving that she is making that decision to tap out. Like she's done.
Yeah.
She's throwing in the towel. She's done with the pit.
Yeah, it was interesting that they announced that though before the season was over.
That's actually a really great point because it's like, oh, that should have, like, I feel like that should have been announced like at the end when the show's over and everyone could have just like mourned it in peace.
Dana comes in and tells her that Monica got him a bed in the ICU and they're going to take him up. So they're going to prepare him for transport and then prep the room because they need it. Now, McKay comes to give Robbie some more unwanted advice. Javati wasn't making a TikTok. She was posting videos to try to help find Jesse.
Well, that's still making a TikTok.
But it's not like she's out there like, ooh, peace and love. Let's, that's what we're trying to communicate.
It's so fast, but also there's so many doctors and like nurses who can find such quiet time. She was just caught in the room. Like, I feel like everyone has like their own mini downtime, and it's not that hard to talk to a camera and create a post immediately. It's just the fact that she was caught by Robbie.
Also, her shift is fucking over, bitch.
True.
Exactly.
McKay is like, even if she were making a video, they are really badass self-care, awesome videos. And she's like, have you seen them? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, so then stop fucking judging. You're going to come in here and call her Dr. J, but you haven't even seen the goddamn videos. Yeah, and then Robbie says that his TikTok account was suspended for erotically seditious content.
Uncle Robbie.
That has to be a joke.
Yeah, no, it was. But also I'm like...
No, that was for us. That was given to us.
No, that's Noah Wiley saying that I have a secret TikTok out there with my schlong all over it.
Yeah.
TikTok. It's a TikTok.
Yeah. Noah Wiley is out here like speaking to Congress and stuff. And then also posting erotically seditious content online.
Hey, it's 7:10 p.m. Have there been any nukes?
Apparently, there has been a ceasefire, And then I guess Iran and Israel are still shooting at each other. So, but the Strait of Hormuz is apparently open. So
Great.
I don't fucking know.
Edith Lynch is 46. She comes in. She has all the hallmarks of a heart attack, but there's no STEMI on the 12 lead.
STEMI with me, Mel.
I love that line. Aww. We got so many cute little moments in season 1 like that. Ugh. Anyway, now we cut to Abbott's patient who just wants them to pull the flag out and let him go.
And I love that they're like, no.
Simultaneously.
He has a collapsed lung.
We've already had one person pull something out, a foreign body out of someone. We're not going to have it happen again.
Robbie checks in on Mohan and asks if she's okay. And she's like, is that a trick question? And he's like, I didn't intend it to be. And I'm like, if I punch you in the nose? And he says, were you trying to break my nose? And I said, I didn't intend to break your nose, but if I did. So she says that she doesn't feel good because it got past her. And he's like, listen, oh my God, this is one of like the most like,
yeah, no, I gasped out loud.
He said, you tried to help with payment options. You tried to keep him here. You tried to give him a goodie bag. He says his life, his mistake. And then Mohan's like, what? Diabetes was like his choice? Robbie says he should have found a higher place to jump from.
That gagged the fuck out of me. I was like, no way. It's like, oh, what? A senior attorney should be saying this. And then it pans to the what is it called?
Dr.
The therapist?
Jefferson.
Yeah. And I was like,
no,
the
I had
gag.
to text the group chat in all caps because I was the last one to watch it and I knew it. And I was like, I'm sorry, he should have found a higher place to jump from.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie, it's time for you to go. Get out of there, boy.
Go into therapy so that you can stop saying these terrible things.
Yeah, I was like, the call was coming from inside the house. I was like,
the
Robbie,
sabbatical
please.
you need is a grippy sock vacation.
Yeah.
100%. No, it's just, oh my God. There's the thing you do when you're trying to keep, I think it was an episode or two ago where I was like, I referenced the Green Goblin line from Spider-Man where it's like, people love to see a hero fail. I think they're really kind of pushing into seeing Robbie fail. I think they're like, I think this line was like going a little over the edge for me where I'm like, okay, you were building up like he's harming all of his relationships in the ED. This is just like complete villain asshole behavior, like Jesus. But the one thing they love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying. It's very interesting that in that quote we see fail, fall, die trying.
The parallels.
So, okay, Dr. Jefferson overhears this, and I was like, finally, someone is gonna get his ass. Everyone disappointed me this episode, you guys.
No, for real.
White men disappointing me? Shocker.
I said this like 2 episodes ago when Whitaker and Santos are talking, and Whitaker's like, wait a minute. And I was like, oh, he's gonna say that Robbie is suicidal. We should help him. And he's like, oh, you like me as a roommate. Just say it. Like, all the white men are failing me this fucking show. To save the one white man who has failed me the most.
This is about me. And I'm like, no. Now we're back to Edith. And again, there's no STEMI. They're going to admit her for new onset angina. Again, I still think it's angina. I've never heard someone say angina before this show. I've always heard people say angina, but whatever. They're going to repeat the 12 lead. And then they go to move her gown so that they can do that. And as they're doing it, Robbie notices that the leads for the EKG are all wrong. Like they're all in the wrong spot. They're way too low down. So of course they didn't catch a STEMI. Reminder, STEMI is a heart attack. And literally as Robbie is saying all of this, she loses her pulse because she's having a fucking heart attack.
Yeah, that scene was crazy. It was so well done, honestly.
Just to be a little silly goofy, if this adds to, we have like a penis tally, a butt tally. If this adds to the boob tally, is it 1 or 2 tallies?
Are these our first boobs of the season? Have we seen other boobs?
We've seen boobs in season 1. We've seen.
Yeah, there were boobs in season 1.
But season 2, I don't know.
I don't think we've had any.
These are the first boobs of season 2. Congratulations, everyone who likes boobs.
Congratulations to Edith.
Happy for them.
First boobs of the season. I don't like boobs in this context. Like,
no.
the thing about the nudity in this show is it's like, it's not sexual at all. Like, even though I am a person who notoriously enjoys boobs, like, this is not sexy. Like,
no.
Ellis's boobs in that slutty little tank top are the sluttiest boobs of the episode, and those aren't even naked. Or not the episode, this of the season. And those aren't even naked. So
I just had my echo done last week, and so they basically, that's like an ultrasound. It's an ultrasound of your heart. So because
Mhm.
I'm a woman, it's all over my boobs. And so you lay on the edge of this table and you put your arm up, you lay on your side, you put your arm under your head, and then there's this little like window in the table that like drops down so that your like the side of your chest is exposed, and they have the little ultrasound wand and they lay a towel over your chest and the wand goes up under it, and I'm like, oh, stop pushing on my boobs, it hurts.
Mm.
That's the worst, is when they're really trying to get a good view and they're just jamming it up under, and I'm like, oh,
Well, then which makes
so
more sense of how
anyway.
they failed
But
terribly.
I will say, I don't know that in my memory, I have not had a male ultrasound tech. So, and I'm always like, girl, I don't care. You don't have to worry about modesty and covering my boobs. My boobs are medical in this scenario, so I am not worried about it. You're good. And my mom is like, Camille in the corner. And I'm like, what? They're here, okay? So she comes back after one shock. We find out that the medics that worked on her were Bosco and Otero. And Robbie is like saying those names out loud because he's gonna remember those names.
yes.
Mhm.
Because he's got some shit to say.
He's gonna address it.
So much shit to say.
Bosco and Otero, you are going down with him, buddies.
So our close personal friends, the Hanson Pit Crew, is back. I feel like we need these shirts. Like, I think we need Hanson Pit Crew shirts just because, like, we're the Pit Crew. They're the Pit Crew.
Yeah, the Pit Crew is back because they were playing tug of war and he wrapped the rope around his hand, and good God, it went through his hand.
Which was
Yeah,
crazy.
I didn't know this was a possibility, and as someone who plays tug of war like yearly at a work event, I'm like, okay, so I don't want to play this year.
Yeah.
Shout out to the people who play tug of war. There are dozens of them. Dozens!
And I'm one of them.
I'm like, I've never wrapped a rope around my hand playing tug of war before. That's just so unsafe.
I'm very good at like field day games, so just jot that down.
That being said, I always took great pride in being like amongst the tallest and heaviest kids throughout school. So I'd always be like the
end.
support. Like I'd be the end. I'd be like the support holding on. And usually it would take like, I don't know, 3 or 4 people to pull me, and I'm like pulling back, and it's like, hell yeah, I'm strong.
So, yeah, his grandson is a little flirty with Giavotti, though.
Yeah, he kind of was. I was like, oh, anyone else catching this? Anyone?
Mm-hmm. Or like, Mateo, come
I'm
back.
like, everyone's flirting with her. Men are just so addicted to her pheromones. They're like, what is in the air? I'm like, are you seeing this, sister?
I don't remember who sent it in the group chat, but somebody sent fan art of all of the characters from the pit watching the fireworks.
Uh-huh.
And we're gonna have to post this on our story on Friday. Robert, if you can remember, the last slide is a photo of like it's behind everyone and they're all watching the fireworks, and there's a tree, and up against the tree is Giavotti manhandling and hoisting Mateo up against the tree and kissing him.
Camille, can I just give a heads up? Only have about like 15 minutes left because I have to get ready for an event.
Okay, cool. I had to Google what this beer bottle guy was like saying, like what he's talking about, because I was like, what is he saying? They were playing pool. All the terms he's using, it's a pool thing. But they're talking, it was Styx night at the bar or whatever. The only Styx song that I know is Renegade, and they didn't mention it. And I only know it because I was a Supernatural girly back in high school.
You don't know Come Sail Away? That was floating around so much with Percy Jackson season 2 stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Langdon tweaks his back again. Ellis tells him, go home.
Go home, Frank.
No one's going home until these fucking charts are scanned.
Go home, charts.
I know. I'm like, scan the fucking charts. What are you doing?
Quickly, please,
so he wants
someone
to
scan
stay.
something.
I know. Oh my God. So he wants to stay and help until things calm down. And we find out back with Edith that she does have a massive lateral STEMI. So she's having a huge heart attack. And they fucked up the leads because they were too concerned with her boobs and not like catching a complaint.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, literally, if I'm dying, if I'm having a heart attack, fuck the boobs. Get them out of the way. There's a difference between touching someone inappropriately and shoving a boob up out of the way, especially when they're boobs like hers and like mine. You just have to push that shit out of the way. Like, it's, God. Cruz and Shin come in, they ask how she's feeling, and she's like, I'm really scared. And they're like, we got you. It's all good. And I'm like, oh, the night shift. The night shift. Yeah, night shift
I'm like,
fucks.
anything for Dr. Shin, honestly.
No, I did have a dream about Dr. Shin, but not like a freaky one. I actually thought it was really funny. The other night I dreamed that I like having a medical procedure and that Shin was my doctor, and he came in and like said something, and I was like, "Thank you, John." And he was like, "How does she know that my name is John?" And somebody was like, "She's the PITT details." And he was like, "Really?" And I was laying in my hospital bed, and I kid you not, in my dream, I just went, I know everything about everyone here.
That is so amazing.
Actually, season three, they bring Camille in. Like, they bring in some stalker who, like, knows every detail about the hospital, and you're like, who is this?
That's so good.
They could just be like, I think she's an architect. I don't know.
Oh. You guys will all make a
Oh,
cameo
God.
in season 3. I just know it.
God, that would be insane.
Call us, we're available, we want to be there.
So Dr. Al has escaped. Robbie wanted to talk to her, but she's gone. And like, we cut back to the pit crew for a second, and I can't imagine trying to remove the rope from his hand, like how they even go about that. Like, it's embed.
But it did make me laugh a little bit that he was like, oh, I don't feel so good no more on account of my sugars or whatever.
Yeah. I was like, okay, diabetic king. I'm like,
good for you.
yeah. I'm like, I'm so
That's
happy for
not
you.
good.
But also, I'm like, that's not a good sign.
Hi, Editing Robert here. Unfortunately, Dominic's audio corrupted towards the end, and it's unsalvageable, unfortunately. However, I was able to get both his goodbye and his horny thought, so we're just going to put that in real quick.
Hi, everyone. My name is Francis Dominic. I'm leaving my horny thought. After episode 14, after witnessing Whitaker stand up for himself and the way he kind of interacted with Dr. Shin, I kind of just like want him to be an I feel like Whitaker takes his turns with, and then after he's done with that, then he goes to, and then after that, he goes to, and then it's just a giant. Although his main ship is obviously Huckle Robbie, but I think there are multiple instances where Whitaker. I adore you guys so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Dominic will also be a part of the after credits scene that I have cooked up. And now, back to the show.
So Caleb, Dr. Jefferson, asked Robbie if he has a minute. Robbie's like, no. And Caleb's like, okay, well, show me some respect and find a moment. And I'm like, oh. I thought he was finally going to get his tea clocked, and then he doesn't. Because Caleb's like, I'm going to call you out on your shit. And he says, should have found a higher place to jump from. And I need you guys, like, if you're listening to me right now, I want you to look at Robbie's face and, like, the cold fear that sets in his eyes when he hears him say that, because he's like, fuck, I've been caught.
Like, every time he brings up one of these things, it's like, this man it's a cry for help, it's a cry for help. But then when it finally is like, oh, is someone about to call me out for this? He's like terrified. But he's also like, he's frantically asking for help, but also he's terrified to get the help. Like, it's crazy.
But then fucking Caleb is like, well, I'm leaving soon, and so are you. So keep my number handy in case you need it. And I'm like, that's all? That's it?
I feel like they're realizing it. Like, they're
realizing it. They're just, like, not doing anything, and I don't know why. And Robert was saying that he feels like the lesson of this season is kind of like healthcare providers who slip through the cracks, and that Robbie is an example of that Mohan is an example of that, like Santos, Langdon, like they're all really good examples. So
everybody's slipping through the cracks.
Now Nurse Olive is giving this elderly patient meds and instructions, and this woman is like asking how the heck she's going to get home because she has no ride, she has no money, and Whitaker's in the background looking for his badge, and he overhears and asks how he can help. And then he's going to order her a ride using an app that we shall not name because I have a personal aura of beef with said company, and we will speak no further on the matter. But he's going to get her a ride share home, and he's hoping for some good karma.
Yeah.
Good for him. Yeah. So he walks into the break room to look for his badge, and Langdon is in there snorting crack cocaine. No, I'm kidding. He's taking Advil, and he says, yeah. Whitaker's like, oh my God, I just walked into a drug den.
Relax, buddy. It's Advil.
Yeah, he talks about how he's like, she's playing through the pain, and that's not something you can do all the time, my guy. If your back hurts and it's not working properly, you can't stand.
As someone whose back has literally given out many times before, you can't just play through that pain. You will literally, I tell people, it's like, those like toys that you have like an animal and you press the button on the bottom and it like falls apart.
Yeah.
And then if you release the button, it stands back up. That's what it's like when you're back, when you get a pinch in your back, it's like you just like hit that button and you fall apart. You literally are just like, So Langdon's like, hey, Whitaker, you're pretty like caked up.
I mean, he is beefier. He's got a better haircut. Like, Whitaker's gotten a little
He's
hot.
got a tan. He's been
Yeah.
on the farm.
He's been on the farm. It's the lesbian roommate and the time on the farm. Those two things are working wonders for this little starving Victorian orphan child.
The cows aren't the only beef on this farm. So here's the thing. Because Whitaker says, can you cut the shit, and goes off on Langdon. They're making Gilligan's Island references. Again, Noah, why? And he says, play whatever part you like, just don't pick mine for me. I felt like this anger was like totally misplaced.
Yeah.
Like Langdon's not the one that's been trying to dunk on him all season. That was Santos. So I'm like, why are you blowing up at Langdon? He's done nothing to you.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those, like, as someone who is kind of conflict avoidant, like, I don't like confrontation very much, which is interesting because I do it a lot. But I guess, like, I don't think about it that way because that's not a conversation I would be comfortable having, And Whitaker does tell Langdon that he's going to be watching Robbie's place. And we kind of get this idea that, like, Langdon has maybe done this too, or he's been to Robbie's place. So I put in my notes, Langdon, Robbie stands, rise up. He apologizes for coming across strong, and Langdon's like, don't apologize for standing up for yourself. It's a good habit to have. Now, Ahmad and the medics are watching the footage of the ambulance hitting the motorcycles, and the driver is complaining about paperwork. Like, the medic who was driving is complaining about paperwork and his hand cramping, and Ahmad is like, listen, if you want this covered by the hospital, you can stop now. But if you want the hospital to cover this for you, you have to do this again, because he has to do it for every motorcycle he hit. So Robbie walks in, and they think that he knows what has happened, but he does not.
And this also happened with Mohan last episode when Whitaker tried to apologize to her about the patient, aka Mr. Green, and she had no idea.
Dun, dun, dun. So one of the medics is like, we're so sorry. And Robbie's like, girl, about what? And they're like, your bike. And this bitch runs outside. Oh my God. This ambulance is outside dropping off a GSW to the head. And they're like, hey, GSW to the head. And Robbie's like, somebody hit my bike.
Robbie is so focused on the wrong thing. I'm like, okay, this guy was shot in the head, and you're like, my bike!
My method of exit, please. They open up the back of the ambulance, and his name, again, another fuck-ass name, Elbridge Gary, whatever. I can't read my own notes. 25 years old, okay?
Hey, what's up? I'm Camille. I'm 31, and I never fucking learned how to read.
He is drunk as a skunk. He is singing very, very loudly, and we find out he was shooting a .22 caliber pistol into the air, and he had an aluminum pot on his head for protection because America.
Right.
Hell
This
yeah.
is
The most American injury
4th
of the
of
entire
July,
season.
baby.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck he was singing. I tried Googling some of the words to figure out if this was like a known thing or if he's just riffing, but he is singing to the tune of My Country 'Tis of Thee, which is a hymn. But I was like, what?
Why can't we be singing more hers?
They're walking inside, and the medics are trying to apologize to Robbie again about his bike. And he's like, don't fucking leave, because somebody needs a spanking.
Well, yes.
So Abbott asks about like what's going on. Robbie briefs him on the patient, and Abbott's like, wow, he's lucky. And this guy's still fucking singing.
Yeah.
Something very crude, by the way. I'm glad I can't exactly tell what he's saying. Now, Santos is charting. She's doing the voice dictation, and Larry is listening to Santos do her notes about the kid that lost fingers. And he's like, oh my God, that's horrible. And she tells him the story about how his parents were deported. And Mel, by the way, is sitting there with her ears plugged because the guy is singing really loudly. And she's like, oh, been there, done that. And Larry goes, your parents were deported?
No. Oh, I misheard you. I thought you said departed. And I'm like, I love dead parent jokes in context of like once you've healed from it to an extent. I made so many jokes when my dad died. So like, yeah, it's not even her joking. She's like genuinely like, oh, I actually misheard you. But also she misheard him. And she's still like, yes, departed. Been there, done that.
Now, I'm going to point out something that I don't think a lot of people noticed. And I'm going to dunk on myself. Previously, I was like, why the fuck do we care that Langdon was into historical reenactments? Well, now Mel starts talking about it. She wants to get involved because she's interested. So I'm like, oh my God, Mel and Langdon are going to bond over historical reenactments. She's auditioning for wife number 2. No. But I was like, oh my God, she has to talk to Langdon about this. They can bond over this.
Listen, even if Mel and Langdon are not romantic, I do think that this is a relationship that should be deepened and explored, because I think it would be good for her even to deepen this relationship platonically. Like, I think this is good. Like, they have a lot in common.
And I swear to God, I swear we said this last season, but if anyone hasn't heard it or I didn't say it or whatever, just keep in mind, Mel is asexual. Now we are outside with Robbie and Duke. Robbie is revving the engine so that Duke can like listen to it, tell him if it sounds okay. And Duke tells Robbie about the bike sounds fine, right? Basically. But then Duke starts talking about getting pulled over in Billings, Montana. And he tells Robbie to be careful. He says they saw his colors, which for anyone who wouldn't know, that is your motorcycle, like your club, the emblem on your vest.
The town I moved to, and this isn't me doxing myself because a lot of towns do them. The town I moved to has like a very nice St. Patrick's Day parade. And we went last year, me and a couple of friends. And one of the first things we noticed was like there was like a bunch of bike clubs that like lead the parade. And a lot of their jackets look cool. But then we also looked and we're like, are those Nazi tattoos? And then we're like, ooh, we're just going to look away.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. I will say, there are biker clubs that do good stuff.
Yes.
This is not right. Like there's a biker club who like goes with like kids who have been abused and like supports them at like court events or court appearances and stuff like that. I read about that one time, but they basically just do it to make them feel protected because they're big, scary looking guys, but they're like, we just want to take care of kids. He talks about how he could tell that the cops took a hammer to his bike when they arrested him. And he also ends up telling Robbie that the damage is just cosmetic and that he can come in tomorrow and he'll get it fixed up. So he's trying to get Robbie to stay. He's just kind of like talking in a way that assumes that Robbie will be there the next day. And Robbie has to kind of talk his way out of it. And Duke keeps pressing, but Robbie keeps deflecting. And Duke can tell like that something is not right. Like Duke is the only one who's really, really pushing, you know? Which is like interesting. But he also kind of feels like the only person he'd listen to because he is not hospital related.
Yes, but it's also like, for all we want Robbie to be like placed on a psych hold, like Duke can't do that. We need the people that he works with to do that.
We need Duke to say something to Abbott, you know? Robbie says it's dance till you drop. And Duke says, then what? And Robbie says, teach the kids the steps before you do. And Duke says, and then what? And Robbie says, hope they make it farther than you.
Oof. How about we fix the systems for the kids coming up behind us? Just a thought.
And another ambulance pulls up. It's a car crash into a telephone pole. He's not drunk. They're thinking it was either like syncope or a seizure or he fell asleep, but there are no obvious injuries. And so Robbie goes to say goodbye to Duke, but Duke is like, no, I'm going to go to my car. I'm going to go to my truck. I will get tools and I'm just going to work on it right here because I'm not ready to leave. Basically, Duke is like, I will rupture and bleed out right here if that's what I have to do to make you stay. Duke says, like, it's hard to leave, but it's harder to stay. I get it, right? So Robbie's getting emotional, walks away, goes inside. And as he's walking inside, we hear a firework for the first time. Which I thought was interesting. The sun is setting, and you hear that first, like, pew, poof of a firework in the background.
I did not notice. Thanks, the PITT details.
You're welcome.
Fireworks, they're symbolic of joy, celebration, triumph. So to hear that directly after Robbie is leaving, I guess it's supposed to, I want to say, is trying to build the idea of like, okay, Robbie is slowly being brought back to the other side of like, maybe you should live and take care of your mental health.
But also like, okay, well, next episode, we're definitely going to see fireworks injuries because now they're starting to shoot him off. He's walking inside and the medics apologize again. And they're like, we swear we thought they cleared the bikes. And
well, you didn't.
You didn't, but he says it's fine. And he's basically like, I would have damaged my bike on my trip anyway, which is like, he's telling people without telling people.
Robbie!
Like, what the fuck? He's like, oh, don't worry, I was going to drive it off of Buffalo Jump anyway, and it would have got scratched a little bit. He says, first blood drawn. It's a good omen, really. Jesus fucking Christ, guy.
Nothing about that sounds like a good omen.
This man is unwell. Please, God, someone notice that this... Well,
and everyone's like, cool, thanks, Robbie.
People
like,
are noticing, that Robbie is unwell. But it's just like, nobody seems to know what to do about it, is the problem.
Mm-hmm. One of the medics says, I thought he'd be more pissed. And she says, I thought you might get punched. We're cutting to Cruz and Garcia. They are treating the car crash victim. She's going to go get neurosurgery to come down for the patient before she leaves. Langdon comes out of the bathroom, sees the patient and Cruz, and the patient is telling us that he's feeling like tingling in both of his arms now, and he thinks that something's wrong. And so Langdon's like, hey, what's going on here? Cruz tells him everything. We find out that he's having trouble breathing. He's got weak strength in his grip, like it's a 3 out of 5 strength. And it's a partial dislocation of 2 vertebrae in his neck. And then some other complications that go along with that. Like, it's a dislocation of, like, they say something about the facet, which is a part of your spine. So Langdon is explaining how neurosurgery can reduce this dislocation. But basically, it's a surgery thing. It's a very involved operation, basically. And it's very precise, and they have to do it, like, x-ray guided.
Well, yeah, because that's your spine. You don't want to mess with that.
So the patient thinks that he's having a panic attack, but it could also be that his symptoms are progressing. Like, he could be paralyzed. Garcia is not going to be moving fast enough, so Langdon's like, I need you to page neurosurgery. And so they do. Which, by the way, I also was like, wow, this is like the first time they've done a lot of, like, paging.
Yeah.
They normally don't do that.
Yeah, they don't do a whole lot.
They're like, call him, get him down here. But now in this episode, we've at least twice had someone paging overhead for something. And I was like, huh. So they're like, go get Robbie. And Robbie is like, question mark, taking his first piss of the shift.
If this is his first pee of the shift, this man is not hydrated enough.
Maybe this man is going crazy because he has a UTI.
I mean, it does affect the elderly.
I was also about to make the same joke. I love how all three of us just came out. Okay.
It's low-hanging fruit.
If we podcast together for long enough, you will all start to say the same things.
I find it so funny that every time there's like one of these incidents happening and one of the doctors, one of the residents is like, go find Robbie, go find Abbott. It takes the person who's trying to find Robbie or Abbott, it'll go like 5 minutes. Dr. Alshimi, find Dr. Alshimi, whoever. This immediately goes to find Robbie. Knock, knock, knock. Oh, God, can't I piss in peace? Dr. Robbie, we need you. Langdon needs you. And he's like, like...
Very much the, like, pissing all by yourself, handsome. We need you.
Oh my God. So Neuro can't come down for another 15 minutes. Robbie comes in. Langdon gives him the rundown on what's going on. And they're trying to find out, like, what they can do without permanently paralyzing this man. And Langdon says that he saw neurosurgery do a closed reduction in the ICU, which is incredibly dangerous, but like this is the pit and we know they're going to do it.
This is the most cowboy of all medicines.
This is badass. So this is also like a really good chance for Robbie to see if Langdon is like up to snuff. They finally actually work together and there's no tone problem in this scene, which is great. Cruz points out that if they fuck this up, he could be quadriplegic.
But also, if they do nothing, he could probably be quadriplegic. So
Or die.
So it's a matter of do or don't. Something's going to happen to him.
Mm-hmm.
At least if you do, you have a chance of helping him not, die or become a quadriplegic.
And so Langdon's like, do you want to try it? And Robbie's like, well, you're the only one that's seen it. I've not seen it. So you'd have to be the one to do it. You're going to do it. And he's freaked out. Like, he's like, I don't know about that. And ends up, with Robbie saying, doctor the fuck up. And that doesn't even take a full second to like lock in, which I loved. He's like, all right, let's fucking do it.
He's doctoring the fuck up. Woo!
This is maybe the nicest thing he's said to Langdon all season.
Doctor the fuck up. Yeah, I loved it. This was very much season 1. Like, this is the Langdon I want to see. This is the Langdon and Robbie I want to see. This is the Robbie I want to see.
I will say that, like, I never quite agreed with you when you were like, I'm tired of Langdon doing this fucking meek little, can I actually stay here? Am I ready to come back shit? But seeing him lock the fuck in and do this, I'm like, oh no, now I see what Camille was talking about. Now this feels like Langdon from season 1.
Like, this is the Langdon that I love to watch. This is the show I love to see the confidence of like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it.
Fuck it, we ball. Instead of ball, it's yank this guy's neck up in the right way.
Yep. Langdon levels with this guy and gets informed consent. He explains the pros and cons and gets informed consent. And he says, do it, please. Robbie and Cruz assist by holding his shoulders down, like extending. Langdon manages to reduce this dislocation, and this guy can breathe again. He can move his toes. It's such an intense scene, and I loved it so goddamn much. And then Abbott comes in, and Cruz tells him what Langdon's done, and Abbott is like, brass balls. And as Robbie is walking out, he says, nice job to Langdon. And I literally, as he was walking out of the room, I yelled at my TV and I went, tell him good job. I was like, I swear to God, if he leaves this room without complimenting him, I'm going to be so mad.
Be nice to him.
Yeah. I was like, just do your fucking job. Be his attending. Jesus Christ. Langdon is kind of starting to like panic about it. And so he leaves the room. And, like, he's still got it. He's having this moment of realizing, like, oh, I've still got it. And it's a really beautiful moment, and I really loved it. Like, Langdon is back.
Langdon has been not great this season, I think. Like, I miss the sort of cocky energy. I never thought I would say that because I sort of hated Langdon in season 1, but I was like, I kind of, like, I miss him. This Langdon is worse to me.
And I thank you for that beautiful blessing. Namaste. Like, I miss that, Oh my God. So Dana runs up and she's like, hey, I just got a call from upstairs. You were supposed to have turned in a urine sample by 8 p.m. Keep in mind, it's almost 9 p.m. At this point. And he's like, oh shit. Also, Langdon literally just left the bathroom less than 5 minutes ago.
So he's out of piss.
Oh no.
Like, go piss, girl. Oh!
Cock and reload. This is like, because like whenever I see people be like, Langdon isn't suffering enough, this is what's going to happen to Langdon for like the next 4 years and change, 4 years and 2 months. At any point, this is like, because they're taking advantage of the fact that he's at work and there's a facility that can test him, they can also at any point just go to his house or go to the gym he works out at or the supermarket they see him at and be like, hi, Langdon, piss in this cup. We're going to test it for drugs.
Drug test.
And they do that 2 to 3 times a week for the next 4 years and 10 months. Like, that is one of the things. It's from the people I've read about who have to do like random drug test screenings as part of deals, probation, whatever. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to get stopped or to have to remember like, oh, at some point during my shift as working as a hospital worker, as a doctor, I need to go upstairs and pee in a cup. Like, it's kind of, it's really embarrassing. It's not something that like anyone's going to do with joy. Like, oh yeah, no problem. Let me piss in that cup real good.
I was like, what does Quan have to do with this?
Oh my God.
I literally was like, what about Joy? He's like, oh my God, tell them I was in a trauma. I'm going right now. And he runs, which they put that in the in the promo for the next episode, and it literally looked like Langdon was running away from someone.
I will say, because from also what I've read, this might not be a good enough excuse.
Yeah.
Oh no.
There are very few excuses that'll actually justify or excuse you from missing your appointment. There's a very specific timing, and if he's not there for it, there are very few reasons that'll actually qualify for him to like having missed it and being late to it.
I was worried about that, but I was like, no, surely not. But
Oh no, that being said, this is also the pit where apparently no higher ups whatsoever asked any questions about Langdon going to rehab.
that is true.
Now, okay, he runs past Whitaker. He asks where he's running to, and Santos is like, fuck if I know, right? Because
Yeah.
why would she care? So Santos asks about his ID, and Mel is like, well, they'll issue you a new one. You just have to fill out a bunch of forms. And then he's sitting there checking his email, and he has an email from this rideshare service that says there's a $250 surcharge and a complaint on his account. And we find out that it's for racist and abusive comments made to the driver before puking in the Uber.
I have only ever heard horror stories from some friends of like, oh yeah, I puked in the Uber or whatever, and they charged me like $200 extra. I could never. I was so fucking crossfaded a couple weeks back hanging out with you guys and a friend of ours, and like I went in the Uber home. I remember getting into the Uber and I remember getting out of the Uber. That 30-minute ride in between, I don't fucking remember.
Robert! So, this just goes to show you that, like, anybody can be a racist bitch. And just because you've never seen the sweet old white lady be a racist bitch doesn't mean that she's not a racist bitch. It doesn't have to happen in front of you or to you for it to be valid and a thing that happened. Just saying. So we are back outside with Duke and Robbie, and Duke is calling Robbie a fixer. I will say, I do want to point out, above Robbie there is a sign that says, no parking, keep sidewalk clear, where all the motorcycles are parked. So, oops. It's where the no smoking sign is. So clearly we can read here at the pit. That sign can't stop me because I can't read.
Exactly.
Robbie says that some people can't be fixed. And Duke explains that he's done a lot of bad things, and some of them have been on purpose, and he's hurt people on purpose, and talks about how, like, death is a thing that can't be changed. And Robbie goes to, like, reassure him about having heart surgery, and he goes, I'm not talking about me. And Robbie just starts crying. Finally, someone is saying out loud that Robbie has been considering death.
Yeah.
Finally.
When you get caught by someone you trust like that, and it does feel like getting caught, like you're doing something wrong. It does activate a lot of like childlike emotions of like, oh, I've been caught, I should cry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he says out loud the words like, yeah, I don't know if I want to be here anymore. So, you know, hey, for anyone who's still confused whether or not Robbie's suicidal, he said it. There is a reason he wasn't wearing his helmet in the first episode.
Shout out to Ainsley's mom. Do you get it?
Yeah, Ainsley, does your mom understand?
Please comment and let us know. We need to check in with your mom. Thank you. So Duke offers some compassion and basically says, like, I don't understand how you manage 12 minutes in there, let alone 12 hours or 20 years. And Robbie corrects him. He's like, it's not the job. In there's a purpose. I know what to do. It's life. Like, I don't want to be anywhere anymore. And I was thinking about, like, if you think about it, there's no hanging out with Jake after work anymore.
Yeah.
His mentee disappointed him. He's hiding from everybody. He's not in a real relationship. He's just hooking up with Noelle. There's nothing tethering him outside of being the attending at the pit.
Yeah, like the only place he has purpose is at work, and that's not a position you want to be in, especially when you work a job that is that stressful and demoralizing and just generally awful.
And I don't know about you guys. I have in my life struggled with suicidality, passive. I was never like actively trying to think of ways to hurt myself. It was more of just that if this happened and I died, that would be okay, which is a very harmful way of thinking.
Yeah.
And for me, the very darkest moment, the moment where I was like, whoa, I should talk to somebody, was I had a day where I love to daydream. I do it all the time. And I suddenly could not daydream. I couldn't imagine anything. It was all just blackness. Like if I thought about like what might happen in my future, I didn't see anything. And that was a moment where I was like, whoa,
Oh no.
I need some help. So to have that moment, Robbie's having this moment here where someone's put words to it. And I had that moment of being like, oh, whoa, I'm not even able to imagine a future for myself, even in my wildest dreams. That's a problem. So Duke asks Robbie what the plan is, and he says, ride. And Duke says, that's not riding, that's running. And he refers back to their conversation from earlier and says, is that your last lesson for the kids? Get him, take him out at the knees. Another ambulance comes in. It's 22-year-old Rita Wilcott. She fell climbing a dumpster trying to get into a party, is what the medics say. Roscoe and Otero.
Right.
Now, these are the medics who fucked up earlier. They're also not really recounting her story properly if you compare what they say to what she said. It's really actually like a totally different... They're making her sound stupid when she actually explains it. They were trying to get to the roof to see the fireworks, and a door was jammed, and her friends were supposed to hold something steady, but they didn't. And so she fell. But they're like, well, they were trying to, get into a party, which is not what was happening. They really didn't listen to her, which just goes to show that, like, they're not taking women seriously.
That is a really good point. Wow. Maybe I'm not taking women seriously because I didn't clock that.
She literally says, can I tell him what happened? Because when you say it, it sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Because they're not saying what she's saying. Like, the injury is the same. I fell off the dumpster is the same. But the actual story of why that happened is totally different. So I was like, they're not listening to her. And these are the guys who fucked up the 12 lead earlier.
Right. It's misogyny.
What is that? You smell it? It's a man who doesn't like women, but still wants anyway.
And if Robbie's calling you out for hating women, you know it's bad.
I also really like that we immediately cut from having this moment where Robbie is confronting the suicide to Robbie standing up for women. It's almost like, look, he's confronting it. Now we want to try to redeem him with you, audience. Because the rest of this episode is just redeeming Robbie. Granted, there's not much left, but...
Yeah.
So they walk in, Robbie is pissed the fuck off, and he drags them to hell for the incorrect 12 lead on the STEMI earlier. It was a massive heart attack that they missed. What were you afraid of? Her bra? Go off. Like I said, these boobs are heavy. They're massive, okay? Listeners can't see mine. And also, stop thinking about my boobs. But it's like, this is a medical situation. There are ways that you can very easily not be a predator. I'm literally sitting here petting my boob as I'm talking about this. I'm holding it with one hand and tapping it with the other one, as if it's my cat or something. So the thing is, you gotta just grab the boob and shove it up out of the way, okay? When you have boobs like that, they hang down real far. You gotta grab it, push it up. That's how you get the flat chest, right? You can feel the ribs, but you've gotta get it, and you have to push it almost all the way up to the shoulder. Get it out of the way, right? It's not a boob, it's just tissue. Get it and push it out of the way.
Yeah.
It's not a scary thing. It's not that hard to be decent and not make it sexual somehow, or touch someone or say something weird. And for men who are like, oh, you can't even have a conversation with women anymore, fuck off. And if you're scared of boobs, then get out of medicine. What is wrong with you? What are you doing?
I will say I did see I think it was an Instagram reel where somebody was like, when you get to the point of the PITT episode where they're trying to really impart the lesson onto their audience, and they were talking about, like, violence against healthcare workers is a national problem, like that line specifically from season 1, and kind of, poking fun a little bit, which, like, it was out of love. It wasn't like oh, this is bad. But this did kind of give me those vibes a little bit. Like, it was just like,
did it really?
A little
it
bit.
Didn't to me.
Mostly in like oh haha, that's the lesson we're taking away. Not in like it took away from the moment, but I was like, yes, thank you, Mr. Wiley. You're giving me a lesson here. Like, this is the moral of the story. This is what I'm gonna walk away from this episode with. That, like, women are incorrectly diagnosed with, like, not having a heart attack when they are, because of things like this. Thank you, Mr. Wiley, for spreading awareness. Like, not in like a negative way, but it was just like, yes, here comes the lesson.
And I'm like, listen, if you grabbed a boob and shoved it up out of the way so that you could put the leads on, which people have done plenty of times to me, like, moved my boob out of the way, there's no confusing this movement, and that the listeners can't see because this is a podcast. There's no confusing doing this with anything sexual. Like, there's no
Yeah.
confusing pushing this up and immediately putting the thing on. It's not like you're holding it or kneading it or touching it gently. I'm like, you're pushing it up out of the way. You're being efficient. It's a procedure. There's a very different. Anyway.
But also, like,
Ugh.
clearly we've seen that people will sue about anything, like the mom with the spinal tap.
Yeah. Robbie asks all the women, death with modesty or life with brief nudity? And everybody raises their hand because they want to live, except Dana. She's like, what the fuck are you doing right now? So she doesn't vote. Come on, Dana, have a little
Dana
fun.
also doesn't want to live. Dana's in the same boat as Robbie.
The EMTs, these medics, they're embarrassed. And they're like, you could have told us in private. And Robbie's like, no, this was better. I think you learned your lesson this way. And Santos is like, agreed. And they kind of give her a nasty look before they walk away. Now, we cut to Cruz walking by and basically gassing up Langdon to Robbie about, like, how awesome he was and reducing the dislocation. And Robbie's like, yeah, he did do great. And then he's like, hey, Dana, where did Langdon go? And Dana's like, oh, he went out, to get a drug test. He went to do his drug test and, you got your wish. You don't have to say goodbye to him. But Robbie seems to have some feelings about that. Like, he does want to talk to Langdon.
Yeah.
Like, Robbie got bitch slapped by Duke, and Robbie's like, fuck, I had a bad day. I need to make amends.
Yeah, no, Robbie needs to go on his little apology journey of the hospital
Tour,
in this last hour. God, guys, we have 1 fucking hour left. I'm worried. I'm worried about how we're gonna end this.
No, I know. I'm like, listeners, we only have 1 more to go.
No, I know.
One more.
We'll still be here, but...
Well, and then we have to do, like, a mailbag and all sorts of other stuff. So, like more stuff to become.
We'll be
more
here,
stuff
but yeah. So Dr. Al approaches and she says, thank you for saying all of that. I probably would have found a different way of saying it, but, valid. If a woman had said it that way, she's a bitch. So
yeah,
she needs an honest second opinion on a case. And so he's like, okay, sure. And so she's got the chart pulled up in 8. So they go into 8 and she closes the door and she needs a fresh perspective on this case. And she tells Robbie that she's come to respect his opinion. And she's clearly emotional. And he says, likewise. And he starts reading this chart. And as he's reading it out loud, he realizes that it's her. And he looks at her and says, Baran, is this you? And, like, this is where the episode ends. So,
yeah.
I would like to ring the very, very, very loud congratulatory you were right bell for everybody in my comment section over the entire season who has been guessing that she was having seizures. She has a seizure disorder. She had viral meningitis as a child when she was 5 years old, and she's been having seizures since. So, it's so hard for me at this point. God, all the people in my comment section who are saying stuff about it, and they still to this day are like, I don't know, man, I think she's having seizures. And I watched that and I was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of those little motherfuckers in my comment section. It's so hard for me to not go into my comment section and just be like, trophy for you, trophy for you. Like, I have to keep the secret because Noah Wiley will snag my chair. And
Noah Wiley already got me. Save yourself, Camille.
Oh my God.
But yeah, this is yowza.
All right, passport moments.
Oh God. My passport moment was Langdon getting his mojo back and doing some cowboy medicine. It was just great. I was finally like I think I told people when we started season 2 that it was very much the same spirit of season 1, but then somewhere it diverted. But then this episode, I feel like brought us back to season 1 again, and I enjoyed it.
I'm going to say my patient passport moment is a thing we didn't even talk about because I did reference in the beginning that I had a lesbian thought. And when Lupe is leaving and her replacement comes in and, like, has food and Javati peeks in and is like,
that smells amazing. I'll give you $20.
Yes. And this girl is like, oh, I have extra. I'll give you whatever. I was like, gay?
Oh my God.
So that's going to be my patient passport moment because I'm like, Javati gay arc? Actually, Giavotti queer arc, because I believe in Giavotti and Matteo, but also I believe that Giavotti should also kiss girls. So
TikTok on the clock. All right, Robert, what's your patient passport moment?
Mine is definitely Mel being like, been there, done that, when she thought she heard departed, not deported. Because as someone who's made dead parent jokes to cope, it's funny.
As someone whose father is departed.
As someone whose father is departed, who also had potential risk to be deported. No, I'm not making that joke.
I know. No, I was actually thinking that. Could have been deported. Departed instead.
He was deported from life.
He was deported from this mortal coil.
Yeah.
And you know what? Good for him, because...
Good for him. It's bad now. One of the fucked up thoughts that I constantly think of, like, I miss my dad, but God, I'm glad he's dead now so he doesn't have to deal with half the shit we're dealing with.
Well, any final thoughts?
One more episode. Do we want to make any final flash predictions? Who's going to actually end up killing themselves?
Honestly, at this point, the shift has been so rough that it could be anyone.
It's Whittaker.
It's Whittaker. Surprise. The one person who
he
maybe...
slips on his badge on the floor, falls down, cracks his head on the ground. All right, well, if that's all, so long, fellow losers.
The Pit Crew podcast is created and produced by us, Robert, Mal, and Camille. It is edited by Robert. You can find us on TikTok, Threads, and Instagram at Pit Crew Podcasts. If you'd like to support our other projects, our socials are linked in the show notes. Our art is by Rand Pacoca, and he can be found on Instagram at Rand Pacoca. All patient questions and concerns can be emailed to pittcrewpodcast@gmail.com. And this isn't a Taco Bell, but we do appreciate a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to schedule a follow-up appointment with a nurse before you go. See you next time.
Damn, they got her!
They got her! Robbie sniped Mal!